Hey guys, so today let's talk about can I open a bookkeeping business and where to start a bookkeeping business. So, I filmed this video because a lot of people have misconceptions when it comes to starting a business. Like maybe you've tried a different business model like e-commerce, Amazon FBA, social media marketing agency. I don't know exactly what you've tried because I'm not sitting in front of you, but most people think that starting a bookkeeping business is very similar to those other businesses, and it's radically different. And since it's radically different, but it's very traditional, it is a lot easier than a business like an e-commerce business to make work. There's a couple reasons why. Like number one, you don't really need to have as much upfront capital for expenses. Number two, everyone already knows what it is, so you don't have to like spend time teaching people about like what you're selling. Number three, everyone already knows they need it. It's just a matter of like, are they going to go with you and like what price point? So it does make it a lot easier for you to start getting revenue inside of the business. Now, also, if you want some help growing your business, like maybe you've been starting a business and like you've been trying it for a little while, but it's just not quite going the way that you want, or you're thinking about starting your bookkeeping business, but it's overwhelming how much stuff you don't know, and you don't know, but you want to be able to just launch with the best and simplest path to success. I invite you to go check out our mentorship program by clicking the link inside the description below, either above or below the video, to book a call with myself to see if I can help you inside of our mentorship program. So let's jump into this thing. So when it comes to like starting a bookkeeping business, the key skills are learning how to communicate, both spoken, the written word and the spoken word. So I'll never forget it. One time when I was younger, my mom took me to her accounting job, and like it was at a small, like a mid-sized accounting firm, but she was like it was CEO, CFO, then her position, right? So I got a chance to meet with both the CFO and the CEO of the company, and it was a very interesting experience because when I first got there, I'm trying to find a good comfortable position in this chair, but okay, the lock works now. But the CFO and the CEO, the way they thought was entirely different. The CFO was thinking about doing and like really just like managing. The CEO was thinking about creating and thinking about like life in just a totally different way. And like they made drastically different amounts of money, right? The CFO was making about $250. The CEO from his salary alone was making $650 per year. Plus, when they sold the company, he got a very, very large percentage of the stock payout. So, but when I sat down, he was like, "Yeah, you just gotta go to school and get a good job." And I was like, "Well, I don't really want to just get a job. I've seen some people like kind of lose their job, and I've seen how it feels like you're kind of like trapped and stuff." He like looks both ways. It's almost like just his whole persona changed. Like look both ways and goes, "Dude, if you want to make like good money, like you have to have ownership." He's like, getting a job is like, good enough to kind of like have a good life. But if you really want to like do well, you have to own something. And he says there's two skill sets that you have to have in order to really make money in today's age. You have to learn how to speak. You have to learn how to write. If you understand those two things, you can influence people and you can get them to buy anything that you have. And I was like, oh, wow. I never thought about it like that, right? Because everyone kind of thinks of these different like companies and different like business people as like the business people they are. But if you really think about it, they were really good at speaking, right? If you think about Bill Gates, he was promoting Microsoft. If you think about Apple, Steve Jobs was on stage selling those different products. Like it's all about speaking, be able to communicate. Same thing with like the written word and like their advertisements, their written advertisements, even on the boxes that they sell. Like everything is about communication in business. The better you can communicate, the more money you're gonna make. So it's a mixture of like better communication mixed with expanding the number of people that know you exist, right? So for example, if I have 100,000 people that are following me and I can talk to all 100,000 people, then I'm going to make a lot of money. It's just very natural, right? The challenge with social media is like it lets you go and speak to a large number, but there's always they can really limit how many people you can actually speak to of your total audience. See, that's the challenge with social media. Now, the way you get around that is by paying through advertisements, but that can be a little bit expensive. So, because once you've paid for the advertisement once, you have to keep paying for it over and over again. So that's that's kind of the challenge when it comes to those types of digital advertising. So, but if you understand how to do it properly, then growing your business can be very simple. And I'm always kind of going back and forth between like whether or not I want to, like do certain things, like how far I want to grow versus how fast I want to grow. You know what I mean? So it's just one of those things in life where it's like once you understand a process and a procedure, you can keep doing it over and over again. But communication is the main thing when it comes to this. So I'll give you an example. One of our students named Joanne, she was having trouble getting clients to want to work with her. So she had like worked her way up to, I think, like making like $2,000 a month before we started working together, but she had a bunch of clients like 150, $100 a month. So before she joined our program, like she just fired all of her low clients, and like she basically came with like $830 a month. And she was like, I don't understand why no one really wants to pay me the amount of money that I think I can charge. And I always have to like lower my rate at the last minute. And it's just like, well, how are you communicating the value? Like, what are you saying? Like, how are you understanding the problems or concerns? Like, what questions are you kind of asking? And she's like, well, I don't really ask that many like questions or anything like that. It's just always kind of like it's always kind of like I just kind of get on the phone, just like talk, right? And I just like I didn't want it to be like scripted or anything like that. And like, well, unfortunately, part of being good at communications, having a process that you're following every single time in order to make sure that you're hitting the right data points so that you can be as precise as possible. If you're as precise as possible, then you can really make sure that people understand what it is, right? Because all communication is just a transferring of belief and understanding, right? If someone doesn't understand what you're talking about, they're not going to be able to buy what you have because they just won't understand. Most people are not going to, like, a confused mind does not buy. It has to be very, very, very organized in the way that you explain data. And here's the other thing too. Not everyone, let me fix this. Not every single person is going to receive data the same way you do. So you have to get good at communicating with people who are different than you are in order to get your point across to be able to actually like have someone want to work with you. So that's another key with communication, right? Next thing is, can you overcome consumer-based programming? So when you're starting a business, there are two drastically different ways of seeing the world. So there's consumer side, there's producer side. Okay, and if you have a job, you're still on the consumption side, right? Because the only dealings you have with businesses, you either receive a paycheck or you're spending money. Receive a paycheck or spending money, right? As a business owner, you are receiving money from the consumer side as well as investing money for future growth or for futures or just to sustain yourself, right? But there's totally different mindset. A good example of this is corporate. Like in corporate, you have to have processes, procedures, and you have to make sure things are quality controlled before you release them. Versus for a business owner, let's say like a tech startup, they do minimum viable product, they get product market fit, and then they scale. And then they make the version like 2.0 while they're scaling. Okay? But if you notice, corporate, you have to have everything perfect right before you launch it. Give me 1 second, sorry. My virtual assistant's trying to log into my YouTube channel. 44. Sorry, this is like when I say like you have like contractors and stuff that you have to like kind of be thinking of like and looking around. That's what I kind of mean when I say that, because it's just like you gotta be able to be present for your team while you're doing other things as well. So it doesn't take a lot. And like for this virtual assistant, I don't really have to talk to her anymore. It's like outside of like, hey, can you give me this login code? So, it's just very, very great relationship. I'm really grateful that I invest. Again, that's an investment, right? So I mean, like some people wouldn't invest in like a personal assistant to help you do anything in life, right? Because they're trying to save as much money as possible. But that's when you shift over to the business owner side versus the consumer side, right? So you're investing. I'm buying back my time by having this virtual assistant. Basically what's going to happen is she's going to go on my tutorial channel and post a bunch of short clips. Just like we have like about 1,000 video clips that we have made, and we're just going to post them because right now YouTube Shorts, like it's giving like really good visibility. Like I posted like one short for my tutorial channel. The tutorial channel only has like 20 subscribers. That thing got like 400 views in like a day. I'm like, what? That's crazy. So if I have 1,000, you know what I mean? That's going to be a lot of views. Now, I have to see if we can monetize those views and if they're relevant views, but it's just, I don't have to spend any of my time doing that because she knows how to do that. So it's brilliant. Yes, but corporate is all about protecting themselves, right? Because if they mess up, like they mess up their reputation, they can get lawsuits, they can lose their footing inside of the market. Like there's a lot more at stake, right? Because they're not necessarily trying to grow, they're trying to prevent failure. Versus when you're starting a business, it's not about preventing failure. It's about how can you go and get as much feedback from the market as you possibly can, so that you can grow and kind of get out of obscurity and really make sure that you have longevity in the business. So what I mean by that is that when you're starting the business, the main threat is that for most businesses, the main threat is that you run out of money, or run out of time, or you run out of energy. For this business, it's really if you run out of energy and if you run out of emotional kind of fortitude. I'll give you a good example. So I was on this, it's called tree running. They basically have like these obstacle courses that are suspended in the trees, and you're basically like doing balancing beams and stuff like that from like 20 to 30 feet up in the air. It's very, very interesting if you do it, but it's kind of like, give me one second, I lost my train of thought. Messy versus corporate. Interesting. Tree running. Okay, we'll skip that part. Oh my goodness, it's so hard to think sometimes. So one of my students, she was having trouble because she thought that she had everything perfect. She wanted to have the perfect business cards. She wanted to have the perfect website. I was like, it's not going to be perfect. You don't even know who you're talking to. You don't know which kind of clients you want to work with. You don't know really anything. So you need to kind of take the initial things we do, which is like a LinkedIn profile. We give you like business resume, and we give you like a messenger script to go, and we like give you like leads. You need to go to leads first, and then you start building your marketing afterwards. Like a lot of people think like, I need a logo or else no one's going to take me seriously. For Bryce, for me, it took me 8 years before I had a logo. Technically 9 years before I had a logo, and I only had a logo because I wanted to go buy like custom shirts for our team members, and like I wanted to put a cool logo on it. Like that's the only reason why. Like you might see like some of my YouTube videos where I have like the PowerPoint, I have like the CFR, BTT, in the like bottom right hand corner. Like that's the only reason we have that, is because I wanted to go make cool custom T-shirts for my team. Funny how things work in this game, right? But like it was not about customer facing. Like, and I don't even have a website. If you like really think about it, I have like a landing page, but I don't really have a website, right? But if you think about it, I technically don't need a website, because all a website is designed to do is to give like trust. So what did I do instead? I just built a bunch of videos that over time people can see and look at to get an understanding of who I am, what I believe, and how I stand for, right? Same thing with my LinkedIn profile. So someone can watch me on YouTube, watch 1,000 videos, get a full understanding of me, what I offer, how I help, and then they can look at my LinkedIn if they want, and they can go like look at my Facebook, and it's just like that is the new website. Is your social media, is your website. That's why you put so much of a focus there. And then if you want to start building a website later, you can, but now you know exactly what to say based on the conversations that you have. Like, for example, I can make a website very, very quickly. I would get like someone from Fiverr to like design it and make it look cool, but as far as like the wording, I can take about 5 minutes to understand like what wording to use, say, or think about in order to get people to really understand and clearly, again, communication, clearly understand what I'm trying to do or what I'm offering for the person. But you don't have to do it in the beginning. Beginning is just about getting started. It's about moving forward. It's about attacking. It's not about having every single thing perfect. So one of our students, like, she was like, Bryce, I can't go after clients if I don't have a website. If I don't have business cards, I don't have, it's like, well, why not? Well, what if they ask for it? Well, what if they don't ask for it? What if they ask for it? Okay, if they ask for it, just tell them, hey, it's in progress. Or if they ask for it, just tell them, like, hey, I ran out. Or if it's in progress, just say, like, the website's under construction, right? What does it matter? And then get to the real problem. Like, is you not having a website the only reason why they're not going to buy from you? Or is that just an easy scapegoat for them to basically clamp onto because they don't want to buy from you, but they don't want to hurt your feelings? Sometimes people will literally say like just random objections because they don't want to tell you no, because they don't want to hurt your feelings. Like I don't know exactly how to explain it. It might sound weird, but it's like no one really wants to kind of be seen as the bad guy or be seen as like making a negative decision. So what they will do is they will actually like just kind of tell you some random thing. It's kind of like let's say that you're dating, or that you're let's say you're a lady and some random guy walks up to you and you're just not really into the person. A lot of people will not tell the person no for whatever reason. They'll say like, hey, I have a boyfriend, or hey, I'm going someplace, or they'll make up some kind of thing that's basically either time committed or some kind of logistical problem that causes the other person to give up, essentially. It's the same thing here. You know what I mean? It's the same thing. It happens all the time, right? So it's like, it's not about being perfect. It's about going and getting like out there so that you can start building more and more understanding of the actual market and the realities of it. Next thing is, can you be comfortable when you don't get paid in every 2 weeks or 30-day cycles that you, like in the beginning at least, right? Because in the beginning, it's going to take you a little bit of time to get your traction. The longest I've seen someone go without making at least $1,000 a month is like 14 years, she said. She said she'd been in business for like 14 years and didn't make more than $1,000 a month. When actually, I didn't let her into a mentorship program because like she really didn't want to have this. She just kind of it was kind of like weird. I don't know exactly how to describe it. But most people, it's going to take you at least 1 month, 2 months, 3 months to get your first client, especially if you're doing this on your own. If you have help from a mentorship program, you're going to get it faster. Like I had a guy named Rook. He's actually in a program. He sent me a text message the other day. He joined the program, like he watched our YouTube channel, he booked a call, he joined the program within I think it was he joined on, I believe, the 28th of May. At the time of this recording, it's like June 9th. He got like a $1,700 a month client 2 days ago. He sent me a text message. It's like, so, but that's because we gave him a lot of stuff. We told him how to do. We gave him scripts and what to do. But if you don't have that and you're building that from scratch, it's gonna take you a little bit of time. I'm not trying to sugarcoat. I'm not gonna lie to you and say you're gonna get your first client the first day, because that for most people doesn't happen. Right? There's so many different little things that you have to do and understand in order to actually start getting a client. Now, does that mean that you shouldn't start this business model? No. It's definitely worth overcoming the initial thing. I'm just saying that you can either go slow or you can be certain and move fast. That's what you do when you get a mentorship program. You just move fast. You have certainty. But yeah. But most people, what happens is, since you're used to working at your job, maybe you get paid every 2 weeks, maybe you get paid once a month. And if you get paid in those increments, that's how you've been basically conditioned to kind of deal with life. So as soon as you don't get that paycheck in the 2 weeks, 1 month, 30 day, whatever, then most people start to panic. So how you combat that is by staying in your job while you're building your business on the side. So therefore you don't have the monetary pressures that you are now. The only thing that you're really dealing with is kind of emotions of irritation and frustration, which that's really the real thing that causes people to fail. A lot of people, they'll just quit this business. They don't fail, they just quit because oh, this is annoying. I don't like feeling on edge. I don't like feeling like no one wants to buy from me. They just can't handle that rejection. They just can't handle the emotional side. They just implode on themselves, right? That's the real risk with this business model. It's not a monetary risk. It's not a time risk, right? It's really just if you understand how to control yourselves and control your emotions, you're going to be very, very good in this business. That's why a lot of times when you hear the traditional CPA is very boring and bland, it's because that's the mentality you need in order to really succeed in this business. You have to basically learn how to turn your emotions down when you're doing something inside the business, and then save your emotions for when you're with your family. That's just literally how it is and how it goes. Okay? Yeah, so hopefully you learned something new. Hopefully this video has helped you out and gave you a little bit more understanding of what it takes to go and do this. Now, if like we alluded to earlier, if you want some help growing your business, you want to understand how to do your pricing, how to do your marketing, your sales, and even how to build a team when you're ready to kind of scale past 10K per month inside of your accounting or bookkeeping business, go ahead and click the link inside the description, either above or below the video, just kind of depending on where you're watching this video, and it will basically take you to a page that has a link to my calendar where you can book a call to see if I can help you out. And on the call, we do the call because I need to see exactly where are you right now, where do you want to go, and then kind of make an evaluation if I can help you out. Because if I can't help you out, it doesn't really make sense for us to proceed further. So I have to really kind of see who is this person, what's the likelihood of success to use our proven playbook and our proven process. And if I think that it's a good fit, I'll be like, hey, this is what it is, this is what we offer, this is what the time commitment is. Can you do this? If you say yeah, we can do it, we just get you onboarded right then and there, we're off to the races. Okay? So if that's you, I'd love to see you on the call. If you're not quite ready, that's okay too. I will see you inside of the next video. Take it easy.